Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. As always, let's get right back into it. So last time we were told that playing sick to flirt was not on the itinerary, and excuses were planned for the after story time play sick to flirt thing. Yeah. Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. It means we're behind on time for evening activities, and we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story? But story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group. That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Yeah. Been there before, even though it's taken some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald. If you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick and then I'll drown you in his blood. Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. Who are Donald and Cynthia? We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounced my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. We still gotta get started on story time. You'll see. Who do you think should go? Damn it, that's a name. Someone quickly. I like you best so far. Give it to Wraith this time. Entire experience is carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will ya? I'm really not really one for scary stories. Life is scary enough as it is. You literally carry around a skull and a spine as your little prop. He holds up his skull and gazes into its hollow, dark eye sockets. If you're looking for something Shakespearean in this story, look elsewhere. This is a tale of madness, of staring at the soul of death and never returning. Once upon a time, a young man worked at a junkyard. The man was quiet, kept to himself, just wanted to avoid trouble. While the boss dealt with clients, the young man operated the crusher, turning old cars into cubes of twisted metal. One day, right before crushing a car, he noticed something. Blood. Drip, drip, dripping. From the trunk. That goes too fast sometimes. The young man reeled. Was he about to accidentally murder this stranger? How could this have happened? He freed the stranger, who ran off. Into the waiting arms of the boss, the owner of the junkyard. Before his shaken employee could tell him about the mistake that they had nearly made, the boss took out a knife and swiftly slit the stranger's throat. The young man fell to his knees, unable to comprehend what was happening. As he stood at the ground, too shocked to cry, the boss approached him. "Well, what did you do?" he asked the boss. "I did your job for you." "What do you mean? That's not my job. My job is to crush the cars." The boss let out a miserable scoff, his face contorting in evil disdain to the pathetic wretch in front of him. "Why do you think you're crushing these cars? To save space? Who do you think my clients are?" I don't know," mumbled the young man. "Yes, you do," screamed the boss. "Deep down, you've always known what was happening here. You just didn't want to admit it to yourself. Your hands aren't clean. My clients give me money, and I take care of their problems, eliminate their witnesses, tie up their loose ends. Or actually, you do." "No." The young man whimpered as the boss towered over him. Yes, you're nothing more than an executioner. You've reaped hundreds of souls. The young man's body shook with soft spasms as he tried to stop crying. It was when the boss started laughing that it happened. Something in the young man changed. He stood up, now taller than the boss. A faint glimmer of fear overtook the snarl on the older man's face. The young man's face was empty. Empty as he grabbed the boss's throat and dragged him to the car in the crusher. Empty as he picked up the boss and stuffed him inside. Empty as he slammed the trunk down on him, its stupid fat head sticking out, begging for mercy. Empty as he started the machine, staring at the boss and its sniveling, crying, wet face. Empty as he grabbed the boss's head, dug his fingers in, further, piercing the skin. Empty as he squeezed and pulled. Empty as he heard the bones popping and snapping. But when the boss's head, still attached to his spine, pulled cleanly out of its disgusting sack of a body, he smiled. Wraith stares back into the eye sockets of his skull. Doesn't matter how good you are, how innocent, how kind, how full of love you once were. When you look into the eyes of evil, you will surely go mad. Awkward silence definitely fills the room. Until... praise? I'm glad you didn't give us any Shakespeare, because that story made Shakespeare look like a slack-jawed, mouth-breathing idiot. Thank you. Thanks. Not everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit, so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves, and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. True moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds before Trickster shows up, and he's playing his latest song. I don't actually know who Trickster is. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I have the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Wraith approaches you. Hey, I'm probably not making a great impression because I guess that's not really my thing. I just know that if you got to know me, then look, the others aren't around, and I really hate the fire pit. I just kind of hate fire in general. Maybe we could go back to the pool? And I don't know, whatever, you know? I dip in the pool with the Wraith. You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow him. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. Am I gonna die? You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. Hey, do you remember my story? You mean the one you just told, like a minute ago? Yeah. What did you think of the young man in the story? Do you think he's weird? He's not weird. I don't think he's weird. He's bad, and I'm deeply upset with him. He didn't have all the knowledge he needed to begin with. What's important is what you do with the knowledge once you have it. In the end, he's no better than the monster he killed. Is it you? Wraith giggles, not in a gross way like you're thinking, but a very silly one. I assume he's imagining a tiny little version of himself dancing around in his own belly, because that's just who he is. Is it cold this water now, or is it just me? I feel like my toes are turning into ice cubes. Wraith seats up and squeezes his eyes shut. Please, I can't be around any cube talk, not since I heard that story from somebody else a long time ago. The story you just told us 2 minutes ago? Exactly. The one that wasn't about me. Usually we'd be nervous that we were about to make things awkward when we barge in, but obviously we couldn't hold a candle to whatever was happening here tonight. Either way, it's time for bed. For you, but not us. After you go to sleep, that's when we party. Those tight little safari-themed resort uniforms, you just know those two are wait into the night. You're not here to party with them. You've got your own repressed relationships to tend to. Yeah, I feel like that story was about Wraith. Head over to the campfire, heat, comfort routine on this chilly night. The young man who found out he was part of a sinister plot. What don't you know about your current situation? Is it something that will terrify you? Something that will make you snap? What if you look into the eyes of evil? And what if you like it? But you can dwell too much on your fate. Claudette and Dwight arrive. The now familiar, creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. Hand over a pillow and blanket and open you to snuggle up by the fire. Some musical put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready? Your begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. Let's see what's on this station. I like it so far. Ooh, turn it off. I ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? You, I guess. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I'd like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those around. What the... Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though. And if you lose it, well... You'll get revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. Try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky, but now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head. But this one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made of about 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Huntress is rifling through your pockets. Oh, you're awake. I wasn't stealing from you, merely trying to get to know you better by seeing what sort of trinkets you keep close. I saw you with the spirit right before bedtime. Look, I'm not saying I don't trust them, but... Well, yes, I am saying that. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone I don't already have tied up. So I was making sure they didn't do anything fishy. And I was making sure you're not a soldier. Soldiers killed my father, you know. Well, I've got you. You should really consider spending some more time with me. I'm not scary. You're not? Not at all. I'm just a lost girl on a big island. I've been watching you since you got here, you know. Not in a creepy way. Huntress pauses for a long moment. All right, in a charmingly creepy way. I've noticed how fun-loving you seem. If you spend some time with me tomorrow, maybe I'll take you to the special place I found. It's all mine. None of the other killers have been able to find me there. It's quiet and isolated. Maybe I'll even show you how to make beef stroganoff. That sounds very enticing, actually. I've never had stroganoff, not entirely sure what it is, so I'll let you get back to bed. It's been a long day. Shh. Places a gigantic hand on your forehead, and your eyes flutter closed. Finally alone for real this time, maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all of the contestants talk directly to the camera. Well, I think I'm gonna cut it here. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.